Hey class. So today we're gonna go over one of the strategies for adding and subtracting numbers within 20 called decomposition. Essentially, decomposition is just the concept of making groups of 10 to make our lives a little bit easier when dealing with addition and subtraction. So for instance, let's say we wanted to add 8 and 7 together. The quickest way to make 10 would be to add 2 from the 7 to our group of 8, and now we have a group of 10 as well as a group of 5, and you guys know 10 plus 5 is exactly 15. And so that's just one example of how we can use it for addition. But let's say now that we take our group of 15 and we want to do some subtraction. Let's just grab a random amount of chips here. Hopefully it's more than 5. And we have 7. Amazing. And so what we're going to do first is we're going to go ahead and make a group of 10. Since we just did 10 plus 5, we know that we have 5 more than 10 here. So we're going to take away 5 from both sides. Wonderful. And so now here we have 10 minus 2, which is, of course, 8. And so I hope you guys can sort of understand the concept of how we can use our groups of 10 to make adding and subtracting a little bit easier. Now, some of you might still be on groups of 5, right? We're still struggling to get groups of 5 together. Maybe you can add up to 5, but it's kind of hard when you get past that. And so we can actually use this method for simpler addition as well. And so let's say we want to do something like 3 plus 4. What we can do is we can add 1 to our group of 4 to make 5 plus 2, which is 7. Now, some of you should be able to do most of this in your head, at least by the end of the year. And so one way that we can elevate this is if we have a big group of numbers. Let's just make 2 separate groups here, and I will go ahead and count these out. And looks like we have 21 and 28. And so again, similarly, what we can do is we can group these into groups of 10. We know 21 is going to have 2 groups of 10, so we can have our little blue circles here fill in for this group of 10, and we have 1 left over, right? Because 10 plus 10 plus 1 is 21. And we can do something similar on this side by setting our 8 aside, and then we have our 20, which are again going to be replaced by 2 groups of 10. And now we can add our groups of 10 together to make 40. And if we want to go ahead and make 5s, we can use these little red chips, right? So we have 4 groups of 10, 1 group of 5, and 4 groups of 1. And so we have 40 plus 5 plus 4, which gives us 49. Now, this is going to be moving past that 20, but of course, I know some of you are able to do addition and subtraction with numbers less than 20s in your head already, so this is sort of how we can consider using decomposition moving forward.